welcome. In this explainer, we're going to walk through the AQA GCSE Geography Paper 2, Challenges in the Human Environment from the June 2024 exam series.
We'll be focusing specifically on Section A of the paper.
So that's Section A, Urban Issues and Challenges, which covers all the questions from 1.1 right through to 1.11.
Okay, let's kick things off with the first two questions, 1.1 and 1.2. These are all about global urbanization data. First up, question 1.1. Complete figure 1 below using the following data for 2020. Rural 44%, urban 56%. This is a straightforward data plotting task. For the full marks, you just need to draw a line from the center to the 56% mark for the urban population and then shade both sections correctly according to the key.
All right, on to question 1.2. Using figure 1, which of the following statements is true? This is asking for a quick calculation based on the chart. So, the rural population was 61% in 1980 and 44% in 2020. The difference between those two numbers is 17%. Since it went down, that's a decrease. So the correct answer here is B.
Okay, now we're moving on to the next set of questions, 1.3 through 1.5, which look at the challenges cities face in LICs and NEEs.
Question 1.3 asks, give 2 push factors that encourage people to leave rural areas in LICs/EEs. So we need 2 negative reasons why people might move away from the countryside. A good model answer would be, first, crop failure, maybe because of a natural disaster like a drought. And second, a lack of different job opportunities, with most of the available work being low-paid farming.
Next, question 1.4. Give one way a major city in an LIC/NEE is nationally important. Here, you just need to name a specific city and then state why it's important to its country. A great example would be City Lagos. And for its national importance, it generates 80% of the country's industrial output.
Now for the 6-marker, question 1.5. To what extent is managing environmental issues such as waste disposal a challenge in cities in LICs/NEEs? Use figure 2 and your own understanding. Okay, so this is an evaluation question. You need to really weigh up how big of a challenge this is, pulling in evidence from the text they've given you as well as your own case study knowledge. So a top answer here really weaves together the info from figure 2 with a case study. It starts by making a clear judgment that yes, it is a significant challenge. It pulls a detail from the figure, like how the TamTam mobile scheme only serves 300 houses, which hints at just how massive the problem is. Then it backs this up with a case study like Lagos to show the sheer scale and land on a really solid conclusion.
All right, let's shift gears. The next 3 questions are all about OS map skills, and we'll be using a map of Leeds. Okay, question 1.6. What is found at 298333? This is a test of your 6-figure grid references. If you locate 298333 on the map, you'll see it points directly to C, Leeds Station. Moving on to question 1.7. Using figure 3 and figure 4, what direction was the photographer facing when the photograph was taken? So here, you need to match up the landmarks you see in the photo with where they are on the map. When you do that, you can see the photographer must have been facing north. So the answer is A.
And for question 1.8, using figure 3, what is the straight line distance from point X to point Y to the nearest 500 meters? This is a classic map measurement question. You just measure the line from X to Y and then use the map scale. That gives you 1.5 kilometers, making the correct option C.
Okay, we're now looking at urban change in the UK for the next 2 questions, 1.9 and 1.10.
Question 1.9 says, outline one problem caused by dereliction in cities. So, we need a point and then a little bit of development. A great answer would be something like, derelict areas look unattractive and pretty run down. This can discourage new businesses from wanting to invest there, which then leads to even more economic decline.
Now, question 1.10 suggests how urban greening can create opportunities in UK cities. Use figure 5 and your own understanding. For this one, we're looking for the benefits of creating these green spaces using both the pictures and our own knowledge to back it up. So a really strong answer here would link the project shown in the figure to a wider case study. You could start by pointing out how the Halbeck Viaduct project creates a safe route for cyclists, which is great for encouraging active travel. Then, you could broaden that out to another example, like the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park, and talk about how these green spaces improve air quality and give people a place for recreation, which is fantastic for mental health.
And that brings us to the last question in this section, the big 9-mark essay on sustainable cities.
So, question 1.11 is, to what extent can water and energy conservation make cities more sustainable? This is the big one. To get top marks, you've got to discuss both water and energy conservation, bring in a named case study, and make sure you end with a clear final judgment.
So, how would you structure a top answer for this? Well, you'd build an argument using really specific examples from your case studies. Maybe Freiburg for water conservation and BZ for energy. It's crucial to address both water and energy, and then pull it all together with a final judgment on that to what extent part. You might argue they're very successful, but work best when combined with other strategies. And with that, we've reached the end of Section A.
If this walkthrough helped things feel clearer, that's exam technique clicking into place. The Paper 2 guide takes this further with a written, question-by-question breakdown of the same real exam paper. It shows full model answers, where marks come from, and the mistakes that cost grades. For extra clarity and confidence, scan the QR code. And if this helped, like, comment, and subscribe. You're doing the right things.